Today I'm going to show you how you can take $10 worth of walnut cutoffs and turn it into $34.95, 40, 80, even a whopping $287. This is what people are willing to pay to ditch the plastic from their kitchens. Stick around and I'll show you how to cash in on this plastic ditching trend. I'm going to start this set off with a piece of offcut walnut I got. It's got one little bad spot on it here, but I'm pretty sure I can work around that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a template trace out on it. Got one of these junk bamboo things from one of the big box stores. Gonna use this as my initial template here. I'm going with a much thicker board here than the template piece, so when these are finished, they have a quality feel in the hand. I'm going to be knocking these out on the bandsaw, but you could just as easily use a jigsaw or even a coping saw to rough cut any of these pieces out. Then just shape them on a power sander to get them closer to the overall rough dimensions that you're looking for. I think the power sander really is a handy tool to get these pieces all roughed out. I'm sure when doing the concave area on the spurtle there's a much better tool to be using, but right now I'm just using the tools I have to get the job done. Next up I got a offcut of walnut. Picked it up pretty cheap. Started using it as a mouse pad until I found a new use for it. We're gonna go ahead and knock a spatula out of this one. Let's get it to the joiner. Luckily this offcut is fairly squared up. It has what looks like some tiny little white paint droplets on it, but the joiner will make quick work of those. We'll just draw this out quick and see how it looks. No template transfer here. I'm just gonna freehand a rough design on it and see what happens from there. Trying not to make this rocket surgery if I can help it. Use that for the side profile. And then I will go ahead and do the top. I'm going to transfer these marks and do the top profile. To be completely honest, I was a little nervous about running this through the bandsaw. Not so much while it's laying down flat like it is here. It does a pretty decent job of going through the walnut at this thickness. Once I stand this up on edge like this is where it really kind of gives this saw a bit of a workout. I just take it really slow, and it does what I need it to do though. This is probably the upper limit of what I would probably try to do with this bandsaw, even if I did have the actual resaw blade I have installed on it. And we are back at the power sander again. This little tool has really saved me a lot of work with some of my projects that aren't exactly suited for running on the router because their odd shape, size, or just the overall thickness of the material that I'm trying to clean up and shape. Got the spatula all done. It's not too bad. I'm not really hating it for being the first time I've ever done this sort of thing. So I got the spatula, the spurtle, and just the regular scraping stick. Now, future me failed me and didn't remind me to pick up a container to soak these in mineral oil, so we're gonna try using a crock pot liner because that's what I got. So we'll go ahead and get this going. Well, in my hurry to do this, I forgot to water pop these. So I'm gonna wipe them down good, really good. Hit them with some extra water and then put them back in the oil. I am going to really liberally hit these with water since it's going to have to get through that oil that I put on too soon. That's what happens when I get excited. Okay, so I am going to go ahead, get this countertop dried off, and we'll let them sit and dry. Got these properly water popped now, so let's try this finishing in mineral oil one more time here. Maybe we can get it right. Gonna let those sit for a bit here, and then we'll be back to wipe them off and throw some wax on them. So I figure I'd just save you the trouble of watching me try to wax on and wax off. Got these all taken care of. The only thing I did forget about is a decent hardwood holder to set these up in for display on the counter. But here we have the spatula. Turned out fairly nice. I think this is probably my favorite piece out of all of them. We got the spurtle. And then we have your standard scraping stick that I did actually put an edge on both sides, one long, one short, for scraping out bowls. So that's going to do it this time. Thanks for coming along with me. And if you feel like it, go ahead and check out one of these other videos over to the side. See you next time.